Hello, everyone. Monday. I think we only got a couple of more left in the month. So how are you doing? Hey, is that graphic making y'all a little woozy? Hello, Brad. Hello, Robin. Tina Bot, how you doing? Great Scott. Hypnotherapy Pixie, hello. Yeah, so hope you had a great weekend and trust that everything is doing good. You know, it's really weird because you can really experience time travel, at least in theory, through a time delay through the digital matrix. So, hello, Plower. Hello, True Helper. Patrick, how are you doing, everyone? Tomorrow, Patrick and I will be doing our show, Talking with the Planets. And we're going to have Ruth, Kindred Spirit, joining us. So I am looking forward to that. Patrick, I've been watching you, doing good. Caroline, how are you doing? Brad, again, boy, Valerie Smith, good to see you. Brian, how are you? Chase, Grusha, good to see you. Scott, Shuts, Hat, how you doing? Lori, good to see you. Lois, good to see you as well. Hope everyone's doing good. Franny, how are you doing? Vincent, Lisa, well, this is things like, I need to take a faster speed reading class. It's like, wow. Anyway, what was your weekend like? You know, it's fun because I can sit here and ask the questions. And who knows, you know, what it's like on your end. You could be actually, I think, yelling at the computer and I would not know the difference. So anyway, you see, you know, I used to run this fast. I'm watching this as it's going by. This is cool. So holidays are, I guess, full steam now. Um, Not much going to be going on until the end of the year. I don't know how you feel about the holidays. I think, you know, it's good for us to have holidays. Yeah. I think, you know, it should be mandatory that, you know, we all have. I go by the 10% principle. If you have to work the whole year, then I think this makes good sense that you should get 6 weeks off during the year. That's the problem with most people. We don't take time to shut down. We're always on, always. And, you know, allow me to digress just a second. The thing about Las Vegas, of those of you who have gone, and if you haven't gone, well, the thing about Las Vegas is that it's all a charade. It's an altered form of reality that you immerse yourself into. You know you are. That's why you go there, to immerse yourself into this alternate reality. And they do a great job. You know, they literally overload your senses. You know, that's why those lights never turn off. It's why, you know, the atmosphere is the way it is. It's designed to keep you hyper active. 5G is designed to do the same thing. Maybe just not with all the lights and the whistles. But so today, we live in a time where, particularly the millennials, Generation Z, they really don't know what it's like to shut down. The most nefarious thing about video games is that it so stimulates the brain in a frequency, and they've done the test. They know exactly how it works, that it literally begins to alter brain waves. It's the same thing. It's just this constant immersion into stimuli. And, you know, subsequently, we have the, I guess, the results of that. You've got a stressed out society. We've always been stressed out. It's just that there was a time before where you didn't have the constant, eyes on the sky, eyes in your pants, that are always on. And think about it. So many of you that keep your phone in your butts, in your back pocket, your front pocket, remember that a lot of times they can see what's going on, buddy. Most of the time it can. Just saying. And you ladies that take your cell phones into the bathroom when you're getting ready, showering, what's wrong with you? But pretty soon you're going to have apparently Alexa in your shower head. So go figure. I mean, that's the thing about technology. It's nuts. So anyway, opening monologue. I just invoke favor upon everyone. Double dose of favor. Absolutely. Get it to where you have so much favor in your lives, you got to dance, baby. You know what I'm saying? Got to dance. If you don't have the moves, then, it's kind of the old axiom. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Now, I know some of you said you never found it, but it's there. So anyway, yeah, the smart shower. Yeah. Yes. We don't know what it is to shut down. And I contend, ladies and gentlemen, that this is having a psychosis effect on society, on us. I live here in Colorado, and we know all too well what happens when people seem to snap. And snap they do. Could it be that they're no longer connected to that place where so many of us train to go to when we sleep? Their brains never shut down, so it never has a time to, shut down. We're going to get into some really good subjects here in the days ahead. So just the double dose of favor. May there be nothing missing, nothing broken in your lives, folks. And enjoy this holiday season. Man, savor it. Whatever it is in your life that you really you savor. Some it's cooking, whatever that may be. So may it be in your life. So here's a question for you as I have a sip of hot tea. Boy, that is so good. Anyway, question for the show for the day. Is a spirit created imperfect? And if you say go to the side that says, well, something's going on, maybe we are imperfect, then how do you perfect a spirit? Here's the questions that we don't ponder. If we are, in fact, a spirit being, are we imperfect? I get the deal with the body. Listen, the body is an imperfect machine. It's beautiful. The way that it runs, I mean, in spite of all the obstacles that's put it in its way, these bodies are miraculous machines. But do they just merely house the spirit, the soul? And again, how do you create an imperfect spirit? I think more the question I often ponder is, how could a spirit be made imperfect? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what perfection is. That's my thing that I quest for. I don't know what perfection looks like. I used to believe that, I would go to heaven after this life because, the thing that they're selling you and they're selling you is that you're going to be in heaven where everything's perfect. What does that mean? Everything's perfect compared to what? What benchmark are we using to define perfection? Is perfection 100%? I don't think so, because you could technically have 1,000%. I don't know. How far does that go? And what is, that's the thing. I get what happens in these bodies, and maybe the soul is not perfect. It's that question, I spoke about yesterday. Is the hall of gold emptied? Now, of course, this is falling more to our friends of the Jewish faith, but it's an interesting concept, a hall that contains all the souls that are going to be born. Because that's the thing I wrestle. My wife and I were talking about this yesterday again. So when does the spirit become created? Is it at birth? Is the spirit created in the soul? Okay, we get the body idea. That's pretty well established. The ambiguous part of all this is trying to connect spirit, soul. So is the spirit imperfect again? And again, I don't understand how a spirit could be perfected. To what standard? I mean, I don't know. If you have perfection, let's say perfection exists. It's so often allocated to the ambiguity of a personification, a deity. God is perfect. That's what I grew up to hear all the time. Yeah, I agree with you, Buzz. Absolutely. You see, I don't know if perfection actually exists. And I don't think it's particularly bound to this form of reality. I don't know, how could you be perfected at death? That's the thing I ponder most often. It's like, okay, I get the fact I am a spirit. Now, there's people who say, well, you are soul. I don't know. There is a theological, ideological, philosophical debate on the soul. Plato had his point of view on the soul. I'm not quite sure I agree with it. I can think of others. I don't know. I think in the Christian mindset, the soul and the spirit are two different things. I haven't thought about that. So let's get this right then. If the concept is we have a spirit and a soul, so what happens if the soul decides to have a mutiny? I mean, isn't that a hostage situation? So who comes to the rescue there? Yeah, I don't know. I would seem to think that the way that we look at emotions, personalities, that somehow or another, these are all one and the same. Yet, we wonder when we see other human beings do horrific acts. I question, do all of human beings walking, do they have a soul? Do all of them have spirits? Is there those who walk in empty shells? I mean, when you look at the horrific acts that happen, and we see more and more of that, I mean, where's the person's state of consciousness at? Is that an act of the spirit? Is that an act of the soul? I don't know. It seems to be much deeper than that. And I don't understand that. All right, let's just say for the discussion point here that I see, even as I'm talking about this in my mind, my spirit is going to, but wait a minute, time out, time out, time out. I mean, if you have one that's perfect and one that's imperfect, oh, that's a hell of a battle. I mean, who's doing the perfection here? And let's say the soul is created, at birth and joined with a spirit into a body. Let's just use the triad model right now. So how do you perfect either one or the either or both of them? I mean, if you're an imperfect world, how is it ever expected for you to ever approach anything close to perfection? Isn't it elusive? Hold on one second, folks. So, I don't know. It's worth pondering, though, isn't it? I mean, at some point in time, we get this. We're all going to be there. I mean, someone wrote me, they said, well, I love the fact that you challenge me in the thinking, and that's what we're all here to do. But someone said, we're all going to figure this thing out on the other side. And then it began to hit me. Well, how do we know we're going to figure this thing out on the other side? Who says that? I mean, I keep on asking myself, what, do we walk through a shower and, hey, Bubby, look at me, man, I'm perfect now. Got all the answers of the universe. I don't need to go any further. I don't think so. I got this sneaky idea. Now we're going to find out real quick. I think there's a classification section on the other side. Even in the time when I was in the Christian state of consciousness, I couldn't figure out, well, so let me get this right. No one reaches perfection, but everything is going to be perfect in heaven. Well, you know something? You get more than two human beings there, they're going to screw it up, man. They're going to flat screw it. I don't care if they're dead, if they're on the other side. I don't care if they're in bliss. You get two humans, unless there's this transmutation that takes place, and all of that is separated. Well, then you wouldn't have personality, would you? I mean, what is it going to be? A bunch of automatons? It's a question worse. To me, I think about it. It's that whole equation. It goes that, well, all right, are there spirit beings or are there not? Okay, I think that there are. Plenty of evidence. I think that could be pretty well established. But then we get into this mind coitus that goes, well, there's good spirits and then there's bad spirits. Were they bad before? Were they created bad? What, did they hear Michael Jackson and just decide to become bad? Or how did that happen? in certain vernaculars, bad's good. You know, you could say, well, how was the performance? Oh, the dude was bad, bad dude, bad. You know, I don't know. What, do you assign a number over there? I mean, if you're a jerk over here, you're going to be a jerk over there. Is that the perpetuousness of, you know, infinity? It's, I don't know. So I'll finish the invocation. May there be nothing missing, nothing broken in your life. Yeah, I know that was a long, circuitous route to get there, but yeah, you know, I think it goes in with that whole concept of that karma thing. Who started karma? I mean, did some spirit out there just said, you know what, man? Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Cool. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to start something and see if it picks up. I'm going to start this idea that everything you do in a plane of reality carries over. Yeah. Yeah. Then you got to go through the 15 million step program. Yeah. And you get to the 15th million step thinking you've reached perfection. And you walk through the veil and they start laughing at you. Because it was all a head game to begin with. I often wonder about that. Yeah. So weird. So tonight, Dr. Albers, the physicist and philosopher, and I want to show y'all something. So before we kind of get into the theme, did y'all see this video? And we're going to play it again tonight because it is really something. So this is Popopo in Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'll give credit where credit's due. This, you know, Ben Davidson pointed this out, and I happen to think that he is right. There is something up here. I'm just going to tell you right now. So draw your attention to here. We're going to get into discussion with this with Dr. Albers tonight. So this is spectacular. This happened last night, I believe. You ready for this? What the hell is that? What did that hit? Did you all see that again? And it's still got the remnants up here. Whatever it hit big time. Let's go back and let's get to the beginning. Watch. Boom. Right there, I'm going to stop. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? You tell me. Something was up there. That's a secondary explosion. Now, I'm sure that someone will come along and say, well, this was an atmospheric anomaly rarely seen or recorded. Yeah, my ass. I mean, I'm going to do my Arlo Guthrie imitation. I mean, we're sitting here on the Group W bench, and this is weird, folks. Now, let's go. Look at this. So you've got the, you know, lava that's already here. This is just a weird thing going on all around. But again, we've got whatever. And look at this. It's still there. Look at this. So we have here, folks, look at this. We've got debris flying off of whatever this is. I don't know what it is. But it wouldn't surprise me that if the Mexican authorities may find a UFO down there, they may find a craft um, somewhere near or close around. And you can still see it, ladies and gentlemen. This is debris flying off of something up here, not the volcano anymore. Look at that. And still, we've got this line of debris up here. And the volcano's already settling back down. I'll run it one more time because it's well worth to see it again. Boom. So here is where we get the first anomaly. You can see the explosion taking place here. It's exactly like an explosion should be, but there certainly appears to be a secondary explosion taking place. I think some craft got its butt proverbially whooped. So here we're going to do, and I'm going to do frame by frame. Here we go. Something just got hit right there. Look at that. Look at this, folks. This is not volcanic lava. This is something totally different right going on. Look at this. Still there. And if you can see, you can actually see the debris, whatever it was right here, far above the volcano, by the way, far above the volcano. And look how it lights up well after the explosion. Something is going on. And there you go. You can still see. So anyway, yeah, lots of stuff going on there. By the way, so apparently we're doomed for extinction. Apparently, this thing called social media, it is not working out all right. Give me a second here, folks. Again, it's like you get inundated with robocalls. All right. So this one here, folks, I'm going to do a complete show on this one. I know about biometrics, it's been payment industry. We helped integrate a biometric function into our algorithm. So this story is about, in essence, how they're stealing you and I and making duplicates of us. They can make a duplicate video using your features, your voice, your mannerisms, and it gets really, really, boy, this one is down the rabbit hole. Coming to a mall in Los Angeles. Here we go, folks. RoboCop. I just wanted to bring a couple of these. Sundar, he's saying AI bad. AI really bad. Thank you for telling us that, Google. We would have never known this. I do these because it so heightens what we're going to be talking about, this trance, this thing going around. Folks, we're living in a time that I doubt 50 years ago anyone could have thought. We're in places that, well, I'm not rightly sure, Alice. And oh, by the way, did you know that you are, on top of what you already are in debt, you are now, courtesy of the bank cartels, you have an additional $86,000 you are in debt with. Yeah, your chattel. You know, I did a whole thing on the birth certificate. I don't touch it anymore because it is one hot potato. And quite frankly, there's other things to be discussed. But I just wanted to point this out. All right, so there you go. Go figure about the volcano. That's some weird stuff, baby. So I'm back in. I can see what's going on here. Curious about what y'all think. Do you think that who do we owe? Well, here for the Rebel, that's the $89,000 question, isn't it? That's worldwide. That's for every person. So as I read this story, Buzz, it's interesting thing about AI. If it is a hoax, it's an interesting thought. Then it means that the alternative is that there are some nasty hombres out there. So I want to get to a subject that, folks, we have such great synchronicity amongst our group here. This enclave of spirits, empaths, intuitives, psychics, we are truly, one could classify the BT Barnum of our modern age. There are many psychics here. There are many shaman, witches, master magicians, healers, psychic healers. There are so many among us, and we're growing, that, well, I'm convinced there is something going on. And this week, I'm going to do a theme of giving us questions to ponder. Oh, yeah, I know you love that, don't you? I can see someone writing me an email saying, yeah, that's exactly what I need, Steiger. One more thing to be thinking about. Yeah, there'll be a test at the end of the session, right? That we seem to be on the verge of something really different. And so this week we're going to be talking about things. And I think that you may agree with me that I think we already do. We all sense this. I think our New Year's Eve show is shaping up to be great. If you'd like to be on, send me an email. But so we're out doing the thing, really unusually warm weather here. And so we're out amongst the things we have to do just because it's the season. Folks, I swear I'm living a movie that I have seen several times in several different versions. Whether it's Nicole Kidman's version, whether it was Donald Sutherland's version, something sure the hell is going on. So let me give you the scenario, because this is what I swear we were seeing in adults and even children. This look, ladies and gentlemen, how many of us have had this look? That faraway stare. Children have it. We call it daydreaming. Unfortunately, our system is so asinine. We correct children and say, oh, no, don't do that. You know, we humiliate them, and when we should be encouraging them. This, I think, is where the sever point comes in so many of sentient beings. So we call this the stare off look, you know, hello to earth, you know, that kind of thing. But in essence, it is a trance. Look at this. And I begin to challenge all of you as you go out in your daily lives, start noticing what the freak is going on here, folks. I thought this was bad when I started making notes of it back in 2012. It ain't nothing like it is now, sister. No. Something is not right. It's amazing because it's you'd almost swear that it's like a virus. No, not a virus. Dare I say hypnotic? Dare I say takeover? It's almost like they're being jacked. You know, some hacker has come in here. I saw this, folks. I saw it for myself. There was at least a dozen or more people in a grocery store. Seriously. Had this freaking stare. So I, you know, made note of it, told wife, Lynn, said, all right. We went out later. It just wasn't, it wasn't the grocery store. In fact, I could probably say it was, you go to a mall. OMG. I swear that there are aliens walking among us. Because young, mid-age, old age, it's as if they're plugged into something. And, you know, I'm reading things about pilots now being disciplined for distraction. Remember, folks, we're going to have, by the way, Chelsea Rose coming on the 27th. Remember when we went through Phoenix Rising? Went back and looked at what No Eyes told us, what she prophesied. And what she prophesied is exactly what's happening, folks. I saw a bus driver texting. And I don't know if texting is part of it. I don't know if it's, but this is not texting. This was people literally staring off. Hey, it's weird. And I don't know. Maybe sometimes, you know, people are trying to collect their thoughts. You try to begin to put this all together because when you first observe it and you really start writing it down, you go, okay, it's not everybody. Good thing, because we would definitely stand out. But, you know, you go into a grocery store. They're large. I mean, the ones that we have here. What is it? I'm going to tell you what. Um, when you start seeing 10, 11, 12 people got this stairway look, you're going, well, what is it? They don't like the music? What? I don't know. Or maybe they're being carried about. It's really, really weird. And so let's start thinking about this. 5G, they're unleashing it. It's everywhere. Okay. Is this part of this? Are there some of us who can walk amongst the others who seem to be what? Immune? I don't know. Is it something that we're doing differently than what others are doing? Because it seems to be growing. And here's my concern, folks. They're advancing it. Within the next 2 years, mark my words on this, you're going to see increasingly more and more products coming out. Dell, Microsoft, HP, all of the manufacturers. Apple will be one of the leading ones in this new evolution. They're going to be integrating us into the machine. You're going to be seeing it. It's already available to certain classes, a certain class. But we're talking about mind to machine. Your mind integrating with the machine to perform the function. What are we going to see then? I mean, I'm being very serious about this. This is uncharted territory. And when, if you remember the experiment, and that's what it was 5 years ago with the Google Glass, that was an experiment. And they picked up on something. I don't know what they picked up on. They picked up on something. They pulled it. And I think this is what we're going to be seeing will be this next generation. Musk, for all you may think of Elon, said 3 years ago that the next big thing will be the neural net. There won't be another internet. The internet's here. I mean, that's a god within itself. But now you're going to get the neural net. And you need 5G to do that. Think about it. I don't know. Will you and I be immune from that? I question. And then I question, as with everything within our genome that you and I have, our DNA all the way down to our mitochondrial DNA. Yeah, it's transhumanism. Yeah, Buzz, you're absolutely right. So think about this. Our species, sapiens, we're different than our cousins. Genetic modification is the only thing I have come up with. Someone was in the kitchen. So I wonder if they begin to activate this 5G, this ultra high frequency that has this whole, we'll get into it later. But as it is with us humans, there are those of us who always seem to have an unexpected reaction. What they're expecting for the masses, there's always that remnant that they couldn't even plan for. Could it be that's what we're seeing is happening amongst the world? There's more of us awakening to this now, compared to if if you believe the number 7.5 billion, I don't know. Who the hell knows? I don't even know how many people live on my block. But let's just say, for the sake of this discussion, well, you could have 70 million, 100 million, 700 million people that become awake to their empathic abilities. And that's still a very small percentage. Could it be that that's what we're seeing as well? Is that going to be one of those unattended, unexpected consequences? Where they were planning to use it for a mass sedation process. We, on the other hand, become even more sensitive. Oh, isn't that going to be fun? I swear I need to wear my tin hat sometimes, my foil hat, when I go out. You start feeling people's emotions, and it's just like, I was going down an aisle yesterday, and there was a mother with 2 young children in the basket, and I immediately sensed her frustration. I was at the other end of the aisle. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. I turned around and made a U-turn and went down the other aisle. And let me tell you something else, folks. There are some individuals out there, maybe I'm one of them for others, but there are some that are just blank disc. You can't get anything off of them. And then there's others that, it's like going through a car wash. You get past them, you're going, Christ's sakes, man. So, and if you begin to understand this and you begin to really pontificate it on the inside, you begin to see this thing and you begin to kind of get used to it. I find humor one of the better approaches, because I used to be one of these people that, given a complex problem, if I was at a dead end, so to speak, I used to let that frustration just really build up. And now I look at it and I said, all right, fine. I can walk away from this and I can come back later. I can laugh at it. But what I find out is that it's just an experience. But getting back to this, so are we seeing a mass change? I often wonder if that's really sometimes what we're expecting. I'm going to do a show probably on Thursday that's really going to be an interesting concept here. I think I have seen that. That's all, but I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, keep your eyes on the road, Steiger. But imagine a weapon that is designed to disrupt the death process. A weapon that's designed to kill you, but interrupt the death process. So that's going to be Thursday's show. It's interesting when you begin to think about this thing, and this is the pursuit. This is the Holy Grail. The first one that discovers it and is proven to be accurate, this transition between this plane of physical consciousness to the next, that's what they're looking for, folks. And they're spending a buttload of money on it. They are. Why? I mean, think about this. I mean, there's some strange stuff going on. What if this trance thing that we see going on, what if these people really are receiving something? I've had that experience, which makes me, but I don't think I've stared off into a trance. I don't know. How about the rest of you? You got to run, Brian? All right, buddy. You going to be on tonight? Well, if Brian is on, go over there, Milky Way Weekly. Brian and I are going to do a show as well. Looking forward to that one. So, folks, I mean, there's something going on. I think there's something like really, we all say this. I mean, I got it written over here on a post-it note that says something's going on. And I wrote in the second and it said, bet your ass, something's going on. And I got the sense that 2019, woo, I don't know. So we're going to figure it out. All right. Tonight, join me if you would, if you can, with Dr. Albers. And we're the physicist and philosopher. I've read some of her papers. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of things because there's a lot of things to be talking about. That volcano thing is still, let me digress here a second, folks, before I sign off. The one thing about Mexico is, and their volcanoes, always UFOs. Always. And then I began to see in a vision that the crystalline caves, now they've flooded them again, so you can't go in there where they had them, but I began to think, we talked about crystals with Karen on Friday night. So these volcanoes in Mexico, apparently, it wouldn't surprise me, must have vast caverns of crystals. I wonder if our ET friends or foes, or who knows, are using that. I've seen it time and time again. They go into these freaking volcanoes. And I don't see it in other parts of the world, but I do see so often in Mexico. Maybe they got something with the crystals. I don't know. I know I have mine. And if y'all missed that show on Friday, you ought to go see it. Karen is offering a fantastic offer. That's the most giving woman I have seen. And she's, just a representation of this community. This community gives and it gives. And it makes us kind of unique in the YouTube community, doesn't it? We really enjoy. Well, there's Karen. Hello, Queen of Quartz. Very vast. Thank you. You know what, Karen? When we get on New Year's Eve, I want to talk about that because I think there's something going on. There is something. And I contend, ladies and gentlemen, that, well, thank you, Hadley, that hit something. That blew something up. Could you see the pilot going, Captain, oh, crap. It's like, oh, man, who's going to pay for this? Let's see. All right, Lois, what do you need? I'm giving one last plea for help. Please help me help this family. Donate to Pat. How much are you needing, Lois? I'm going to stay on until I see you right again. So, no, I haven't, Catherine. That will be a good subject to talk about. Uncle Yahweh spiked the punch. Well, Lois, let me know. How much are you looking to help that family? How much money do you need to raise on that? Well, if you put it in the comments and let me know. Yeah, Valerie, you should. Listen, we learned a lot, and Karen, thank you for that. I knew something was going on down there. I mean, if we figured this out, they need help with rent and light bill. Okay, and how much is that? $300. Okay. Well, folks, we've known Lois. She does a tremendous job down there. So, Lois has her PayPal account. That's the Warrior Queen. Put it up there again, Lois, and we'll see what we can do as a community. It's all we can do. If there's a need, we just simply put it out there and let's just see what happens. All right. So let's see. Need favor for my son, Nathaniel. All right, Michael. You want to give a little bit more? If not, we can just simply just speak out, Nathaniel. We just speak favor over this spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to speak, Nathaniel. We just hold you up. And we can hold you up into the spirit realm. You're not even knowing it. And we just cover you with favor. Nothing missing, nothing broken, Nathaniel, nothing at all in your life. Joy is what I speak into that spirit. All right. We're all helping one another, arm in arm. Okay, good. And Lois, I'll get something on that later on this week. So I think we're going to be able to take care of that. I think that'll be done. Michelle and Son. Okay. Folks, I don't have a problem. We can spend as much time speaking favor into the loved ones' lives. I speak favor to the planets every day. You kind of get this feeling like, they're digging it. It's like, yeah, hey, they're finally thinking about us down there. That's all right. That's all right, folks. We'll give us time. We may be slow, but once we get it, and we get it good, don't we? Brian, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to put that, Brian, into money to send to Lois. So at the end of the week, it was already on my plan to be doing that, but we'll just make sure that we help those within our own group here. That's what it's all about. You folks are the best. Listen, we'll speak favor into anyone's life. How can that be bad? My goodness, we got to start doing something different, folks. We have the ability psychically in this group to focus on one person collectively and change their life. We could send them a jolt right from the psychic ether that they go, what the hey? We can do that. We've got that power. I know we do. It's just like being disciplined. That's all. We'll do a group workout session. 1, 2, 1. That's what I think we're going to do New Year's Eve. Folks, if we pull this together and do this psychically, collectively, yeah. Then we're going to have the helicopters over our heads. No, I'm just kidding. Nathaniel, you're going to be great, my friend. I have just got a good sense. Keep us up to date on that one. So, folks, favor unto you. Big hug. Psychically, I love this thing in Ghostbusters too with Bill Murray, when he stands up there. So, all right, folks, I appreciate you. Thank you for enriching my life. Thank you for being here and spending your valuable time. You just edify me. I tell you, it's just a privilege to be able to be amongst such rare, precious spirits as yours. And I dig it. I like it. It feels good. Friday night, Dr. Ram is coming on. That's going to be fun. I already got questions for him. And so we'll see if Doc Ram's wearing pants. Although I have to say, there is a certain freedom. So, all right, folks, I'll end this while dignity still presides. You folks are the best. Thank you so much. We'll see you again tonight. All right, for those who can, make sure to support the other channels that are here. Brian, Suze, all of y'all. There's no reason for all of us to share the subscribers. Wow, that could be pretty cool. All right, folks, I'll see you in a couple of hours, no doubt. All right, bye-bye.